Hello, good morning my dear student. Welcome to our Gyanjyoti online classes. So today we will discuss about the rest of the portion of our 11th number chapter, India's struggle for freedom, second phase. So from 1922 from 1947. Okay, this time period is considered as the second phase of freedom struggle of India. Okay, so before we started this chapter, let's recall about our previous chapter that we had also discussed about what after NCM, or you can say after non-cooperation movement, which was ended in 1922. Okay, the Indian politicians, they were also took part in election procedure, and you can say legislative assembly, and they were demanded to Purna Swaraj. Okay, after that what the Khilafat issue was also raised. Okay, and what for Mahatma Gandhi it was, and you can say it was a golden opportunity to united the Hindu and Muslim people. That's why in Lahore session the INC, or you can say Indian National Congress, took the decision against the Britishers. The Lahore session, which was, you can say, held on 31st December 1929. Okay, at that session the you can say prominent leaders of Congress, they were decided to started a movement against the Britishers for demanding Purna Swaraj, or you can say complete independence. Okay, that's why CDM was launched under the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi, our father of nation. Pandit, you can say CDM means Civil Disobedience Movement, which was, you can say, launched by Mahatma Gandhi in 1930. Okay, for you can say by breaking of salt law. Okay, by breaking of salt law, Gandhiji would launch CDM, or Civil Disobedience Movement, where every class people, okay, you can say teachers, students, then doctors, after the daily laborers, peasants, okay, then you can say business class people, women, every class people, they were eagerly joined in CDM, and they were, you can say, started protesting against the Britishers. Okay, after that the first round table conference was held in 1930 in London, where no INC leader, or you can say Indian Congress leaders, were joined or attend at that, you can say in that meeting. Okay, that's why after first round table conference, which was held in London, okay, Gandhi-Irwin Pact was signed. Okay, and you can say in 1930 a pact, a agreement was signed between the British and Indian leaders. Okay, the pact name was Gandhi-Irwin Pact, which was signed in 5th March 1931 before the second round table conference. Okay, and as per the agreement, or as per the pact, the British government agreed to release most of the political prisoners and considered the right to make salt for consumption. Means the Britishers were gave a positive you can say action towards the you can say protested of Indian leaders, Indian people. Then it also accepted the right of the people to peaceful picketing of liquor and foreign cloth shops. The Congress suspended the civil disobedience movement and agreed to take part in the second roundtable conference. Means after, you can say, after the action of the Britishers towards the Indian movement, okay, the INC, or you can say Mahatma Gandhi, accepted the proposal of Irwin, or accepted the proposal of Gandhi-Irwin Pact, and agreed to attend the second roundtable conference. Okay, and London. Okay, the Gandhi-Irwin Pact was not acceptable to all nationalists. Okay, some of the nationalists, they were against the Gandhi-Irwin Pact. Okay, however, Gandhiji had negotiated with the Viceroy on equal terms, and thus announced the prestige of the Congress as the equal of the government. Okay, so most of the, you can say, nationalists, they were against the Gandhi-Irwin Pact. but Gandhiji, you can say, able to, you can say, make a good contact with the Britishers. Okay, that's why the Britishers were also agreed in front of the demand of the Indian leaders. Okay, after that the second round table conference was held. Second round table conference. Okay, so from second round table conference, we are you can say we are starting our class today. So second round table conference was held in 1932. Gandhiji represented the Congress at the second round table conference in London in September 1931. Okay. So the claim of the Congress that it represented all of India was questioned. The Muslim League claimed to be the representative of Muslim minority. Okay, so Gandhiji, you can say, represented only on what? Indian National Congress, a political party, you can say nationalist party, in second round table conference. That's why the Muslim were also you can say against what? INC or Indian National Congress, and they were also what? The Muslim League also claimed to be the representative of Muslim minority in second round table conference. The princes claimed that the Congress did not present them. B.R. Ambedkar argued that the Congress did not represent the lower caste. Thus, the position of the Indian National Congress was weakened from within. So, what? Major political parties, major social groups, okay, they were against Indian National Congress because Mahatma Gandhi only represent what? Congress in that what? Round table conference. That's why the Muslim people, okay, then the lower class people, or you can say repressive class people, got it? They were also what? Claimed to be represent in second round table conference, okay, of 1932. Thus, the position of the Indian National Congress was weakened from within. As a result, the British government refused to concede the nationalist demand for freedom. Okay, because you can say there was a gap between the what? Social group and nationalist group among the Indians. Okay, that's why what? The Britishers, they didn't, you can say, accepted the demands of Indian National Congress, because what? Mahatma Gandhi only represented Congress in that conference. Okay, that's why a conflicts, or you can say disputes spread over the what? Indian society, or spread among the Indian nationalists. Then from London, Gandhiji returned to India empty-handed. Okay, from London means in second round table conference was also not fruitful for the what? India. Gandhiji returned from, you can say, second round table conference from empty-handed. Okay, after that Gandhiji, you can say, relaunched the CDM, or Civil Disobedient Movement. Okay, the new viceroy, Lord Wellington, was determined to cross the Congress. Gandhiji and other leaders of the Congress were again arrested, and the Congress was declared illegal. Okay, after what? Relaunched CDM, or Civil Disobedient Movement. Okay, it was not so effective as, like, you can say, first CDM, or first Civil Disobedient Movement. Okay, which was also led by Mahatma Gandhi. Okay, in 1930. Okay, after you can say return from second round table conference in 1934, what? Gandhiji relaunched CDM, Civil Disobedient Movement. Okay, and Britishers took, you can say, harsh steps towards the Indian National Congress. Okay, and they were declared Indian National Congress as the illegal political party, and many political Indian leaders, okay, Okay, many like Mahatma Gandhi, okay, Jawaharlal Nehru, many political leaders of India, they were arrested by the Britishers. Then over a lakh of Satyagrahis were arrested. Government repression succeeded in the end. The civil disobedience movement was suspended in May 1933. So after second roundtable conference in 1932, okay, Mahatma Gandhi launched civil disobedience movement not in 1934, in 1932. After suddenly he was returned from what? London. He relaunched CDM. Okay, and to repress the CDM movement, what Britishers declared the Congress party as an illegal political party and arrested the many political leaders of Congress. Okay, and the CDM was ended in 1933 by the, you can say, by the effort of the Britishers. Okay, then Gandhiji once again withdrew from active politics. The civil disobedience movement had not owned freedom, but it had politicized the people all the more and depend the social roots of the freedom struggle. Yes, the civil disobedience movement had not owned freedom, but it was worked as the, it was worked to unite the Indian people against the Britishers, against the British government, against the law, against the policies of the Britishers. However, through CDM, the Indians were not able to got independent or freedom, but the Indian people were united together, and after that they were after that what unity strength. Okay, that's why after CDM, civil disobedience movement, the Indian people were united together. Okay, and the vision of Mahatma Gandhi, through the CDM, through NCM, non-cooperation movement, and civil disobedience movement, the vision of Mahatma Gandhi to unite Indian people in a single unit. Okay, that was fulfilled through the what? CDM and NCM. Okay. Okay, after the CDM was ended, by Mahatma Gandhi. Let's discuss about what some major events, okay, that were performed by both Indians as well both Britishers. The major events between civil disobedience movement and Quit India movement. Mean this time period, the Quit India movement, which was held in 1942, and the civil disobedience movement, okay, which was started in 1932, or from 1930 to 1933. Okay, so this time period, okay, many major events were organized by both Britishers and both Indian leaders. So let's discuss about the major events between the period of civil disobedience movement and Quit India movement. Okay, so the first event, the third round table conference, met in London, okay, in November 1932. Once again it met without the leaders of the Congress, okay, because what Mahatma Gandhi returned empty-handed from second round table conference, and he was relaunched the CDM. So in third round table conference, okay, there was no Indian leaders were what attend the attend the conference of 1932. After that, the Government of India Act After that, the Government of India Act was passed in 1935. The Act promised some form of representative government, but the Act could not satisfy the nationalist aspirations. The Congress condemned the Act as totally disappointing. However, it participated in the elections. So, through the Government of India Act 1935, the Britishers were tried to impress the Indian nationalists. Okay, but the INC leaders, or you can say the Indian National Congress leaders, they were totally disappointed by the Government of India Act, which was passed in 1935. However, they were contested in the election procedure. Okay, then the election were held in February 1937. Election held 1937. The Congress swept the you can say polls in most of the provinces and formed government in 7 out of 11 provinces. So the elections of 1937, the Congress got major victory, and out of 11 states, in 7 states, the government, you can say the government were, you can say, constructed by the Congress. Okay, then later Congress formed coalition in 2 others. 8 out of 11 provinces had Congress Prime Minister. Coalition government, you can say major political parties, they were together and formed a government system. Okay, so you can say out of 11 provinces had Congress Prime Minister. So in the election of 1937, you can say Congress got major victory, and they were able to form government in 8 of the states. Then Indian National Army, or you can say INA. Indian National Army. Okay, so Subhash Chandra Bose had to resign the post of President of Congress on April 29, 1939, following conflict with Mahatma Gandhi and after openly attacking policies of Congress. Okay, due to some reasons, you can say due to some conflicts between Mahatma Gandhi and Subhash Chandra Bose. Okay, you can say Subhash Chandra Bose had resigned from Congress in April 1939, and you can say against, okay, and his views were totally against of Indian National Congress. With the assistance of his left-wing followers, Bose founded the Forward Bloc. The Forward Bloc wanted full and immediate independence of India from British rule. Okay, so Gandhiji was tried to, you can say, get freedom from Britishers in a violent way through the Satyagraha way, but you can say Subhash Chandra Bose were totally disagree with the thought of Mahatma Gandhi. Okay, Subhash Chandra Bose, you can say, was tried to get freedom from the Britishers through the war way, through the violence way. Got it? So then he escaped from India and founded the Azad Hind Fauj, the Hindi name of Indian National Army, Azad Hind Fauj, with the Japanese cooperation, with the help of Japanese military, with the help of Japanese government. Subhash Chandra Bose will form INC, or Indian National Army, or you can say Azad Hind Fauj. Okay, the INA wanted to liberate India through armed struggle with the help of foreign powers. The INA fought the forces of the British allies. The defeat of Japan in the Second World War resulted in the defeat of the INA too. Okay, so in Second World War, Japan also, you can say, got defeated from allies, means from USA, Britain, okay, France, got it. So France, in Second World War, France got defeated from the Allies powers. Okay, after that, it was also the failure of INA, or Indian National Army, or you can say Azad Hind Fauj, because the Japanese were helped the INA against the Britishers. Got it? Then Subhash Chandra Bose inspired spirit of patriotism and sacrifice in the people. He gave the slogan of Jai Hind. Okay. Then the Second World War that broke out in September 1939 changed the political scenario of the world as well as political scenario of India also. Okay. So Mahatma Gandhi and Jawaharlal Nehru condemned Hitler and the Nazis, yet the Congress support to the British was, you can say, conditional upon the British promise to grant India independence. Okay, so the Congress, you can say, the Britishers made a plan with the, you can say, Congress leaders. That's why the Indians, okay, or you can say that's why the Indian National Congress, the Indian political leaders, they were helped Britain in the Second World War. Okay. Then the Britishers made promise to, you can say, grant Indian independence. Okay, that's why the Indian leaders they were help the Britishers, help the, you can say, help Britain in Second World War. Once the war was over, the British government refused to entertain these conditions. Okay, after you can say Second World War was over, the Britishers refused to grant, you can say, freedom to the Indians. Consequently, the Congress ministries resigned in October 1939. Okay, so the political leaders who were, you can see, involved in the ministries of the British government, okay, after the Britishers refused to grant freedom to the Indians, the ministries, okay, the member of you can say the ministers of National Congress, those who were participated or those who were helped the British government in administrative system, okay, they were resigned in October 1939. Okay, the Congress started individual satyagrahas through 1940 and 1941. It wanted the rulers to promise freedom once the war had ended, but the situation underwent some radical changes. In March 1940, the Muslim League passed a resolution demanding creation of Pakistan. Okay, remember this thing. In March 1940, the Muslim League passed a resolution demanding creation of Pakistan, means you can say the other state. In England, the Labour members were sympathetic to Indian aspiration, but the conservative Prime Minister Winston Churchill was not prepared to accept the liquidation of British Empire. Means the Prime Minister of Britain, Winston Churchill, okay, he was not agreed to grant freedom to the Indians. Okay, after that a mission was sent by, you can say, British government, the Cripps mission. In 1940, the British Prime Minister deputed Sir Stafford Cripps to forge a compromise with the Congress. The Congress demanded immediate transfer of effective power to Indians, but the British government refused to accept. The Congress insisted on appointing an Indian as a defense member, but the government rejected the proposal. The Cripps mission failed, and the failure embittered the people of India. You can say the British government tried to sort out the problem between the Britishers and the Indians. That's why the British Prime Minister Winston Churchill, okay, sent Cripps mission to the India to make a, you can say, collaborate with the Indians, okay, make compromise with the Indians. But what the Indians were also, you can say, gave proposal to the Britishers, okay, to appointing an Indian as a defense minister, but the proposal was also you can say rejected by the British Prime Minister, rejected by the Cripps mission. So you can say Cripps mission was, you can say, faced failure in India in 1942. Okay, after that the last major movement which was, you can say, Quit India movement was started in 1942. Okay. So the Quit India movement, okay, the last major movement of the Indian, you can say, India's freedom struggle, okay, which was started in 1942. Okay. So after the failure of Cripps mission, Mahatma Gandhi launched his third major movement against the British rule. The movement is known as what? Quit India campaign, which started in August 1942, and the famous slogan of Mahatma Gandhi, okay, do or die, in Hindi, karo ya maro, against the Britishers. He applied the policy of do or die against the British government, against the British, you can say, policies, and started Quit India movement in August 1942. Okay. So there were strikes in factories, then schools and colleges, and demonstration all over. I mean, the Indians, okay, they were, you can say, motivated by the slogan of Mahatma Gandhi. The strikes, then strikes were formed in factories, schools and colleges, and demonstration all over. The people attacked all the symbols of British authority. Socialist members of the Congress such as Jayaprakash Narayan were active in the underground resistance. In several districts such as Satara and Medinipur, the nationalists formed independent governments. Means what? Through Quit India movement, Quit India movement 1942, every Indians, they were actively participated in the movement. Okay. In some districts, in some regions of India, the people, they were started to form independent government. Okay. Then the government went all out to crush the movement, to represent the, you can say, Quit India movement. What the government, British government, took very strict steps toward the repression of the Quit India movement. In the end, the government at least apparently succeeded in crushing the movement, but it did what? Realized that the British would no longer be able to rule against the wishes of the people. The Quit India movement was genuinely a mass movement. Gandhiji was released from jail in June 1944 when the end of the war was in sight. However, the Britishers were able to, you can say, able to repress the Quit India movement. Okay. But you can say it was the sign that the Indians were united, okay, and you can say the Britishers were not able to rule longer in Indian land. Okay, it was the clear sign to the British government. So after that, under the changed and changing circumstances, the British government had come under what tremendous pressure to negotiate some deal with the Indian leaders. After what Quit India movement performed by the Indians strongly in 1942, Britishers were forced to, you can say, made a deal with Indian leaders. Okay. Then what? Cabinet missions meant proposal. The British sent in March 1946 cabinet mission to India. Okay, cabinet mission. Okay, so the British government, you can say, yes, the British administration what sent a mission, you can say, cabinet missions to India to deal with the Indian leaders. Okay, so the you can say the proposal of cabinet mission negotiate with the Indian leaders the terms for the transfer of power, and suggest a suitable framework for a free India. The mission proposed independence without partition. It proposed setting up of an interim government and formation of a constituent assembly. Means what the you can say the cabinet mission totally you can say agreed with the vision, with the you can say views, with the opinion of the Indian leaders. Okay, that's why the suggestion of cabinet missions were negotiated with the Indian leaders. They were negotiated, they were you can say discussion with each other, what the terms for the transfer of power, and also suggest a suitable framework for a free India. Okay, the mission proposed independence without partition. It also proposed setting of an interim government and formation of a constituent assembly for India. Okay, after that, what were the reactions you can say of the Indian leaders to the proposal of cabinet mission? That both the Congress and the Muslim League accepted this plan, but the two could not agree on the plan for an interim government. Okay, ultimately neither the League nor the Congress agreed to the cabinet mission proposal. Okay, setting up an interim, you can say setting up an interim means both Indian National Congress and Muslim League, they you can say a joint government system you can say was proposed by what cabinet mission, but Indian National Congress as well as Muslim League, okay, these two political parties, okay, they were totally disagree and disappointed with the proposal of cabinet mission, you can say in term of government. Okay, then this was the most crucial juncture. After this partition became more or less inevitable, most of the Congress leaders agreed to the inevitable, but Mahatma Gandhi, Maulana Azad and Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan continued to firmly oppose the idea of the partition. The Muslim League and the princely state did not accept the proposal. Okay, in September 1946, an interim cabinet headed by Jawaharlal Nehru was formed by the Congress. Okay, the League, or you can say the Muslim League, passed a resolution on July 29, 1946, declaring its withdrawal from its earlier acceptance of the cabinet mission plan. Okay, after an interim government, you can say which was headed by Jawaharlal Nehru in 1946, formed by the Congress. Okay, the Muslim League passed a resolution, okay, on July 29, 1946, and declaring its withdrawal from its earlier acceptance of the cabinet mission plan. Okay. So after what a interim government means, you can say a provisional government for a short time of period, okay, which was headed by Jawaharlal Nehru, formed by the Congress. Means you can say the Congress, the INC, Indian National Congress, for a short time of period, okay, they were headed the government. Okay, so what the cabinet mission proposed for an interim government means not the joint government, okay, for one party who you can say who run the government for a short time of period, or you can say the provisional government for what both Indian National Congress and for both the Muslim League. So the first was the Indian National Congress and you can say Congress formed a government headed by Jawaharlal Nehru in 1946. After that, Muslim League, okay, they were passed a resolution, okay, and they were separated from the you can say they were separated from the proposal of the cabinet mission. It resolved to resort to direct action. The Muslim League announced 16 August 1946 as direct action day for pressing its Pakistan demand. A lot of violence erupted due to the collapse of the apparatus of governance. The blood bloodbath could not be stopped for almost a year. Okay, so the Muslim League, they were demanded another country named Pakistan due to their, you can say, their demand. A major riots, you can say, happened between Indian, you can say, Hindu people and Muslim people. Okay, and it took a year of, you can say, murder, a year of killing of men. Okay, then the Mountbatten Plan, June 1947. Mountbatten. Okay. Then Lord Mountbatten took over as Viceroy on 24th March 1947 of India. Okay, he consulted leaders of Muslim League as well as the Congress. He came to the conclusion that partition was unavoidable. He announced his plan on June 3rd, 1947. Okay, after the riots, you can say, Lord Mountbatten took the charge of Viceroy post in India 1947. Okay, and you can say he felt that the partition or the demand of Muslim League or the partition was unavoidable, means it was compulsory. So he announced his plan on June 3, 1947, and the plans were: provinces of Bengal and Punjab were to be partitioned. The Legislative Assembly of Sindh was to take its own decision. A referendum was to be held in the northwest frontier province. Likewise, district of Sylhet would decide whether it would join East Bengal or East Pakistan or remain in Assam. Okay, means the province of Bengal and Punjab were to be partitioned by the Britishers. Okay, means Bengal and Punjab. Nowadays, some parts of Bengal, you can say some parts of Bengal, okay, which are joined with Bangladesh, or you can say Afghanistan. Some parts of Punjab, okay, it goes to Pakistan. So many major provinces that were partitioned by the Britishers, okay, under the demand of the Muslim League. Okay, and the, you can say, border territories of India, okay, or northwest frontier provinces, okay, they had the, you can say, right to decide whether they were you can say mixed with Pakistan or India. Okay, it depends totally upon them. Then the existing constituent assembly would frame the constitution, but it would not be applicable to Pakistan. Okay, it only applicable for the Indians. Then the princely states were given a choice of joining either of the two countries. The princely states were also had a chance to they had the wish to join with Pakistan or India. A boundary commission was to be created, settle the boundaries of India and Pakistan. You can say LOC, or line of control, the border, you can say, between India and Pakistan. The power was to be transferred before the end of 1948, preferable before June 48. The act for transferring the power was to be passed by the British Parliament by 15 August 1947. Okay, so you can say that we got independence, and also our country partitioned through the Mountbatten Plan of 1947. Okay, then the Congress accepted the plan of Mountbatten. The Congress accepted the proposal to the partition in March 1947. The Congress voted the dividing the Punjab into two halves, one with Hindu Sikh majority and the other with Muslim majority. The province of Bengal was to be divided in the same way, means the province of Bengal and the province of Punjab. Okay, these were divided, you can say, according to the religion. Okay, The Muslim majority people, they were, you can say, mixed with Pakistan, and the Sikhs or the Hindu majority people, they were joined with India. Then some causes were there. Okay, that's why the Indian National Congress or Congress, you can say, accepted the Mountbatten Plan. The Congress apprehended breaking out of a civil war. The Muslim League had demonstrated that it would not cooperate with the Congress as partners in the government. The Congress preferred to have a smaller India with a strong central authority in place instead of a federation with a weak center. Okay, because the Muslim League, they were totally disagreed, you can say, to form a government with the Congress leaders. Okay, so you can say this type of you can say thought process will created a you can say civil war between the people. That's why you can say forcibly the Indian National Congress was accepted the Mountbatten Plan, accepted the, you can say, partition plan of Mountbatten. Okay, after that the India Independence Act 1947 was passed. Okay, Indian Independence Act was passed in 1947. Okay, the British Parliament passed the Indian Independence Act of July 1947. Under this act, India acquired freedom on 15th August 1947. Okay, 15th August means we got freedom, we got independent from the British rule through Indian Independence Act 1947, and finally 15th August 1947. Okay, the Britishers released the Indians. The Britishers, you can say, gave independent freedom to the Indian. Okay, then the act provided for the, you can say, creation of Pakistan and accepted the, you can say, sovereignty of Indian as independent state. Okay, means you can say some of the important, you can say, laws of Indian Independence Act 1947. Okay, it, you can say, it partition India into two, you can say, two different countries. One is Pakistan, another one is our India. Okay, then the act also specified East Bengal, West Punjab, Sindh, Balochistan, Northwest Frontier Province and district of Sylhet that would from Pakistan, remaining territories were to form part of independent India. Okay, these are the, you can say, these were the princely state. Okay, they had the choice to, you can say, either they were joined with Pakistan or they were joined with India. Either they were stand as independent nation. The two dominions would have two separate governor generals who would act as constitutional head. The armed forces were likewise divided. The Constituent Assembly would also serve the central legislature. Pakistan was to have its own Constituent Assembly. Okay, then the princely states were to become almost independent. They had the choice to join with Pakistan or India, or they were stand independent. They had their own wish. After that, all the British officers that ruled India for England were abolished. India acquired independence on August 15, 1947. Okay, and Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru assumed the responsibilities of the first Prime Minister of independent India, or you can say free India. However, the moment of joy was tarnished by the violence and brutality of partition of British India. It was followed by Gandhiji, you can say, assassination on 30 January 1948. Our father of nation. Okay, He was assassinated by, you can say, Nathuram Godse on 13 January 1948. Okay, he was shot dead by a young man from Pune named Nathuram Godse, the editor of an extremist Hindu newspaper who had denounced Gandhiji as an officer of Muslim. Okay, he thought that Gandhiji, he always supported to the Muslim. He always supported Muslim League. That's why Gandhiji was assassinated by the extremist, one of the extremists, you can say, young man from Pune, Nathuram Godse. Okay. Finally, in the second phase, we got independent on 15th August 1947 from the British government. Okay, and you can say every Indian people, every Indian leaders, educationalists, political leaders, okay, they were give their 100% you can say efforts towards got independent. That's why we are here now. You can say now we have the, you can say, many rights. Okay, means we are live in an independent country. Okay, in a secular country where the people, they all are the Indian, they all are equal before law, and always, so you can say, maintain a good relationship between them. And we also have some basic rights, some, you can say, fundamental rights. That's why we are live a happy life in our country. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.